Hi. The class of 2021, a class of many firsts. The class who spent the longest time studying online in the midst of a global pandemic. The class who has learned the truest meaning of adapting to the circumstances. The class who didn't get the opportunity to make more memories, but made them anyway, surprisingly from the comfort of their own home. We are the students of the School of Business who finally made it here to our final goodbye, even when things got a bit challenging. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. And today, we're all gathered here to celebrate such an accomplishment. We're all here to celebrate the future business leaders of tomorrow who persistently pushed through the struggles of yesterday. The people we are right now are worth taking a moment to look at and admire. It's exciting to see the change that 4 years can do to a person. It's even more thrilling to recognize one another as memories. We are a walking reminder of the best of times and the worst of times. You look at the person to your left and you remember your first group project. You look at the person to your right and you see the first friend you made in your introductory class. Let's not forget the people you have studied with or the people you have cried with, sometimes done both at the same time. Remember the thrill of competing in a simulation or having a dance off with your friends in one of the study rooms? Remember the fights that came with group projects or the casual hangouts in the plaza in between classes? Or having to sing a song in front of an entire class when you're more than 7 minutes late? People say those memories that we made would make great stories to tell in the future, and I wholeheartedly agree. In my last semester here at AUC, I took a course about writing children's stories. One of the most important takeaways of this course was how the value of a story, especially a good one, is in the way you tell it. So how would we explain our undergraduate journey to people? This is a story of development, of privilege, and of passion. A story of development. Over the years, we have developed into the leaders the School of Business hoped to transform us into. We acquired leadership in more than one sense. Leadership as a step to academic excellence, leadership in the extracurricular scene, or even thought leadership. A story of privilege. We were privileged enough to have received such an education and have been surrounded by services, offices, and opportunities of growth. We all stand witness to how the liberal arts system expanded our horizons, right from our choice of courses to our minors, even to the way we used to experience campus. It was all differently catered to each one of us. A story of passion. We are proof of how far passion can take you. Every person that I met here has proved to me that the only thing that matters is how far you're willing to go for what you're passionate about. In the past 4 years, I saw business students aiming high and shattering glass ceilings with accomplishments. And it all goes back to passion. I can safely speak on behalf of the entire graduating class when I say that we imagined our senior year differently. We had hoped to have achieved more and raised the bar even higher. We thought that this would be our year. But one of the things that I learned as president of the Business Association last year, dealing with a lot of business students, is that when things are that unpredictable, the only thing you can do is be unpredictable as well. We fall, we fail, and we fold. But the most important step after all of these is that we rise. I cannot mention rising and growing without thanking the people who have helped us make it here. The School of Business, the faculty and staff, the offices, and most importantly, the parents. And I would like to highlight the reason behind my strength, the people who are my home, my friends and my family. This goes out to you, however you are listening to this at the moment. I would like to thank my anchor, the three women who have redefined the meaning of a support system. My sister, Farah, who was always there to pick me up every time I fell, both literally and figuratively. I am grateful for every ounce of your kind heart that strives to make me a better person. And my grandmother, who represents everything kind and everything beautiful in this entire world. And my mom, the woman that I look up to the most and the person I owe everything in the world to. My mom, who always believed in me, not just when no one else did, but when I stopped believing in myself sometimes. My mom, who has always gotten out of her way to make sure that I'm happy, and the true reason why I'm standing here at this moment. Without her, this truly wouldn't have been possible. So, Mom, for you, 1,000 times over. Now, going back to the class who graduated in the middle of a pandemic, I wish that times would stand still just for this moment to be able to fully appreciate it. But our journey doesn't end here. This moment, our final goodbye, is the start of something bigger than all of us, a story worth 1,000 words. We are stories yet to be written and stories waiting to cross by chance in a couple of years from now. And I, for one, look forward to stumble upon your path someday. Class of 2021, the class of many firsts. It's time for us to step out into the real world and finally start telling the stories that we have. And here's what I believe. Each and every one of us here is a story worth telling. Each and every one of us here has a story worth telling, and each and every one of us here is worth telling their story. Thank you.